Hey guys, we're here with Michael Janich. So Mike, you've been training for a long time. What got you into self-defense in the first place?
I basically grew up in just outside Chicago, early 70s, Bruce Lee era, so kind of height of the original martial arts boom, if you will. Right. And grew up in a fairly grungy blue-collar area where having self-defense skills was a handy thing. Yeah. So the two kind of went together and inspired me to get interested. Checked into the few studios that were available at the time, mostly traditional karate and judo and stuff like that. Couldn't afford it. Ended up buying a lot of books back in the day, Black Belt Magazine, Karate Illustrated, all that kind of stuff. And finally, there was a former Golden Gloves boxer who was starting up a class at the YMCA. So boxed for the first year, about a year and a half is actually how I got started. So,
and again, thinking from the student's perspective, what's, say, the top 3 tips you might give them to better protect themselves on the street?
First of all, decide what it is you really want to accomplish. So setting goals is always important. If you're just out there saying, well, I want to get involved in the martial arts. Okay, that's a very nebulous goal. Right. If you say, I want to learn how to defend myself. I want to be able to actually protect myself, protect my family. Set that as a specific goal. So that way, everything that you do is focused on that. And if there's something that doesn't support that, you know that should go by the wayside. I would also say that you need to be honest as far as your physical attributes, your abilities, and everything else. Everyone gets older, we all get injuries. You get to the point where you're constantly, you have this mind's eye view of, this is what I would do in a fight. Mm-hmm. In a lot of cases, we give ourselves too much credit. Right. Okay. Yeah. And one of the things we jokingly say when in doubt, lower your standards, what it really means is you need to be realistic. Mm-hmm. How much time are you willing to invest as far as your training time? What physical attributes do you have? What can you aspire to do? Basically focus on the stuff that is geared more toward function and achievable function, levels of skill that you can maintain with a minimal amount of training that you can use under stress. And then the third thing I would say that, again, as far as being realistic, what you have to look at is having the commitment to actually defending yourself and to carrying weapons to the greatest possible degree. Right. The way that I look at it, I kind of take a 4-pillared approach, if you will. First pillar is physical attributes. What is your athleticism? What do you bring to the table as far as your pure physical ability? The second one is going to be skill. So what do you develop as far as skill development? The third one is weapons, because obviously the more weapons you have, the more capable you are. Right. And finally is mindset. Mm-hmm. You have to have that mindset that I am going to prevail, I am going to survive. You have to have that commitment to do violence and to do it efficiently.
What's the single biggest mistake you see people when it comes to their own self-protection, whether it be mental or physical?
I think probably the biggest mistake that people make is, again, not being honest with themselves as far as what they're actually going to invest in. You're better off if you looked at, simple cycling, left hand, right hand, hitting with a hammer fist. That's something that most people can learn in 5 minutes. But what they end up doing is saying, well, let me learn this more sophisticated technique. Let me learn this more complicated thing that they never really invested time to become competent. They don't have the reflexes to do it. So they start aspiring to do something that is really beyond what they're able to achieve based on the investment of time and training that they make. So again, what you want to do is say, okay, let me be honest with myself. I'm going to train, maybe take a seminar or work out once a month or whatever it is. Okay, what can you realistically achieve in that time frame? What kind of skill can you maintain? Focus on something basic and just learn to do that really well. It's not a sophisticated martial art, but it's going to give you more bang for your buck if you ever do have to defend yourself.
Very cool. There you have it, Michael Janich, founder of Martial Blade Concepts, with some tips for you. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. If you like that video, smash that thumbs up. Please subscribe.
That's right. And comment below, like it, hate it, have any questions, we'll get right back to you.